What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, sports world? You already know what it is, man. It's Sunday night, special show tonight. Most people probably wasn't looking forward to this, not used to this, but nevertheless, Rise Up Unlimited Radio Show brought to you by WDAP Radio and WDAP TV is on your ones and twos. I am Andre the Torch Robinson, the fire starter, here with Mr. Friday Night Lights himself, Mr. Coffee Talk himself. Marcus the Alphabets is on the ones and twos. What's going on?
What's goody, family? You know, you just be calling me out. Hey, let's do a show right now. You got 30 minutes. Hey, you got 2 hours. That's how we do, though, huh?
Yep.
That's what's up.
That's how we do when we miss shows.
That's how we
miss shows. Unfortunately, as of late, I've been on patrol. I've been on special duties, Monday through Wednesdays for the last couple of weeks. So we try to get in where we fit in when we can. Nevertheless, like and share the show. This one should be very exciting to say the least. Make sure you bring a +1 drink, snack, all that good stuff. And again, thank y'all for supporting. Once again, we appreciate y'all for doing that. All right. Marcus the Alphabets. I was watching your coffee talk.
Oh, yeah. Which one?
And one of the hot topics that I noticed that was on your coffee talk was who's phony, who's fake. That's the type of people I hate. Let's get to it. Marcus the Alphabets, give us your thoughts on this once again for those who didn't watch Coffee Talk in the morning.
Make sure y'all watch the reel. Shout out to my guy Dwayne Woodley. We posted up a reel for this. Look, first off, I want to say this. I don't care what people do in their personal life. Okay, I don't. We talk about this as it intersects with sports. Diana Russini is a very well-known reporter. Worked for ESPN for many years. She's with The Athletic now. She's been suspended. She's married. Mike Vrabel's married. And look, when you put your business out there, look, again, I don't care. But here's where I do care, Torch. There was a certain Michigan coach a few months ago who was raked through the coals and called all kind of names. By the way, all of the charges were dropped. No one's mentioned that. He was completely exonerated of all the charges. Lost his job at Michigan. Historical, legendary football program. Probably a top 3 or top 4.
You mentioned it on the show when nobody else wanted to mention it.
Yeah, exactly. And you said, I remember you specifically saying, let's not rush to judgment. You said that. I did a show on. You go, look, we're gonna play it by ear. We still do live in America, even though America's having some problems right now. We still do live in the land of the free and the home of the brave, and we do believe in the judicial process where you are innocent until proven guilty. That being said, where this infuriates me is where people get passes, and Mike Vrabel, and I even mentioned this on Coffee Talk and on the reel. Mike Vrabel, he portrays this image, this devout Irish Christian, Irish Catholic Christian, and that's fine. If that's the way you roll, we saw guys like Tebow who were very adamant about their faith. This is not faith. I'm not attacking your faith. I'm not. My issue is when you stand in front of people and you judge people and you put people down and you press your religious beliefs on people, and then you are not living up to that standard. Also, the double standard that comes with men versus women. So we have the white privilege front. We also have the sexist front. She's suspended. She is suspended without pay right now. We're about to have the NFL draft in 10 days. Okay, and she's going to be on. She ain't even going to be on the sideline. I was about to say she was going to be on the sideline. You ain't even on the sideline because she's a sideline reporter. And Mike Vrabel gets to go about his business. They announced today that he wasn't going to be at the draft. You know, a lot of the coaches and stuff are at the draft or whatnot. But it's a very bad look. If you're going to punish them both. But see, Bob Kraft can't really do anything because Bob Kraft was in some crap a few years back. Okay, so we're gonna keep our ear to the street. What's going on with this? I just think it's a terrible look and blatant hypocrisy and a double standard.
Alphabets, it's interesting, very interesting that Diana Rossini, sports reporter, as you mentioned, her credentials is being suspended. First and foremost, number one, I'm gonna just be real honest. Some of y'all need to mind y'all damn business. Mind y'all damn business, first and foremost. What she do in her personal life is her business. What Vrabel do in his personal life is his business, unless they breaking a crime. Last I checked, this is not a crime. It's not a crime. You don't know what the hell going on in their households. Everybody want to jump to judgment so quick, so fast about left, right, and the third, but don't even know what's going on. You don't know what be going on in their household. Regardless of the fact, that's here nor there too. To the fact that I mean, wrong is wrong. I mean, they're wrong. Obviously, that's not even needed to be said in this situation. But the fact that this is being blown up so much. Oh wow. You heard that? Did you hear that?
What's that?
Ding dong. You heard the ding dong?
What's that? Okay.
That was my conscience telling me I was being sarcastic.
Okay.
Blown up. Are you serious? They suspended her to save face. Who cares? They suspended her to save face. Wow, Mike Vrabel works for an organization with an owner that believes in nip and tucks. Oh, I'm sorry. And I'm being I'm being real nice when I use that term because I want to say some other stuff.
PG 13. PG 13. PG 13.
Who's known for sexual misconducts and things of that nature. An owner who's also been implicated in prostitution rings as well. We ain't gonna forget that. I mean, I don't think you mentioned that, but I'm gonna mention it. The fact that he was in the same supposed prostitution ring as 147 president. Was it 47? Mr. Orange Man himself.
Mhm.
I'm sure that they had connections. They were friends, and then you know, things happen in business where your friends become your enemies somehow. Well, regardless of the fact, Mike Vrabel isn't isn't coming to the draft because the New England Patriots are playing damage control to make y'all think that this guy is serving some type of consequence, when in reality, it's a sweep under the rug. He will not be suspended. The league could suspend him if they wanted to for actions detrimental to the team. But is it really detrimental to the team? No, none of their business. Again, this is why I said I feel like this is a total, like Marcus said, total double standard. It's bullshit beyond belief that this lady is being suspended. I'm going to see when you do certain stuff, you leave things open for interpretation. So now my interpretation is whoever it is at the Athletic. By the way, shout out to the realest reporter and Tim Graham. I bang with Tim Graham through and through from the Athletic. One of the realest reporters I've met in my sports journalism career. Tim, I might have to call you. I need the juice. Not that I really care, but I need the juice. Who was jealous of this lady, or who was mad because they couldn't get with this lady, so they decided to suspend her? I want to know. I need to know, because this sounds like some, oh, you wouldn't give me the panty draws, so we're gonna suspend you. This sounds like some what do they call that? Marcus? What do they call that? Quid quo pro.
Some quid pro quo. This for that. You
Yeah,
can
this
get with
sounds like
this, or you
might
can
be
get with that. You can
yeah,
get
we
with
might be
this,
on that.
that.
They might be on that type of time, because I don't see why she's suspended. It's not people's business.
You know, we
Again,
saw this a couple of years ago with Joy Taylor. You know, they try
yep.
to drag your name through the mud, you know, and find ways to discredit you or whatnot. She did something on her off time, and all of a sudden she's suspended, and there was accusations that she's doing this and doing that. But then other people get to keep their job, you know. So look, I just like, you know, we've talked about this about numerous things.
You talk about politics and sports before?
Yes, we have numerous times. You know,
Yeah,
justice for me, but not for thee. You know, it's like, come on, we got to do better, man. So as we get more
and
information.
by the way, hold on. And by the way, I need to re-emphasize the fact that Michigan's coach was
exonerated
and acquitted of all those charges. All these fools had so much to say. They threw him right up under the bus. It was quick. It wasn't even a thought. But if you assert, I keep telling y'all, complexion for the protection. I keep telling y'all, if you got the right complexion, you get the
voided his contract. And voided his contract.
Yeah,
voided his contract.
Yeah.
So
again,
we'll see. We'll see how it goes. It's not a very good look. I personally don't care. We're doing this more to draw attention to this, and you know, the inequality that goes on. Some of the things that our women, our female, you know, our the females in this business have to go through. That men get away with certain things, they don't get away with certain things. Let me see here. Devon said he was acquitted of the criminal stuff, but the civil stuff is coming, and he's still stupid as F. I mean, it wasn't a good look as far, you know, they were trying to get him for like stalking and like attempted murder.
Try to get him for criminal stuff. We talk about criminal. We're not talking about civil stuff, but I understand. Yeah, they're gonna try to get him for civil, because in civil court you don't have to prove guilt. Does she still
work for Michigan? I think she still works for Michigan. That's gotta be fun walking around campus. That's gotta be real fun walking around. Elia, what's up, Dalton? What up, Daryl? What up, everybody? Daryl, Dalton, D. Stanfield, the professional. Elia, Jay, what's good? DeAndre, what's good? So as we get more information on this, look, it's going to have to be said. We got the draft coming up. We got the NBA playoffs coming up. We have, you know, preseason coming up. So this needs to be resolved. Are they going to fire her? You know, like this just can't go on forever. Eventually, there has to be a resolution to it. So as we get information on this, we'll let y'all know.
We're gonna investigate and find out if this lasts the news cycle or not. If this lasts longer than the news cycle, we're gonna see. We're gonna definitely see, because you know certain stuff only lasts the news cycle, then it disappeared randomly out of the clear blue sky, and then you don't hear nothing else about it unless you Rise Up Family or you Alphabet's football talk show, and then we ain't letting that shit slide. 2026, we not letting shit slide. With that being said,
you do not fraternize with people you manage. It's a direct conflict, and yes, she still works for them. She filed the suit, so they couldn't touch her. She'll have a job for life. I don't know. Wouldn't that be some what they call it, a hostile work environment? You still got to walk around Michigan, and everybody knows, you know. And look, he's a pretty successful coach, right? Pretty successful coach there, right?
Hey, in this case, Scotty does know. Okay, Scotty does know. Okay, Scotty, Mike, Ricky, Bobby, all of them, they know. Everybody know. All right,
Yeah, for sure.
let's get to this basketball. You talked about basketball. We gonna start off a little light on the conversation of who should win Rookie of the Year this year. Is it my boy Knipple or is it my boy Cooper Flag? Which one? Marcus the alphabets.
Look, man, I probably sound a little bit biased here, living in
I
Texas.
knew it. I
No,
knew it.
no,
I knew it. Marcus
but
the
look,
alphabets. You do this once a show. I swear to God, once a show. I just had a You know what's so funny? I just had a conversation with someone yesterday, and they was talking about our dynamic when we do shows, and I said,
yeah.
Marcus the alphabets. That guy knows what the hell he does. That he does is once a show. He know how to get something started, just like I know how to get stuff started. Marcus is trying to start shit already on the show already with his.
It's not. It's not. It's not. Look, I
bias,
like.
but
I like Khan. I like Khan, but
I tell you
I
that
like.
Dallas
Just
Cowboy
like I
blue. You
say,
can't
no, no,
get
no, no,
you
no.
just can't.
Just look. Just like I say in football, I say it for all sports. Who you play with matters. Who's the second best player on the Dallas Mavericks right now? Can you name him? Who's the second best player? Who's the second best player on the Dallas Mavericks?
He's injured.
Exactly. So when you look at that, Connor's over there with LaMelo Ball. LaMelo Ball is balling, no pun intended. I mean, they're very explosive offensive team. They got players all over the place. He comes in. When I look at him, I don't look at like he's an outstanding 3-point shooter. Outstanding 3-point shooter. But when you look at the total game and you look at their stats side by side, now this is Khan coming up. I don't even know if Khan is starting. He comes off the bench. He's a 3-point specialist, and he's gonna get his points. I think he's got some kind of record or threatening some type of record. What's this? Today or tomorrow's the last game of the season. They're playing the Knicks today, I believe. But look, what Cooper Flag is doing with minimal help, they're not going to make the playoffs. They're a couple of players away from there. There was talk of maybe Giannis going there, some type of trade that didn't materialize before the trade deadline. Look, I like Cooper Flag, what he's done. Has it translated into wins? No. But when you look at the supporting cast around them, Khan has a way more complete team around him. And I like Cooper Flag. And D says it's Kyrie Irving.
Wish my doggone notification bell would have went off because that would have been the signification of Marcus the Alphabets always doing this once a damn show. I tell you, you just can't get away from that damn Dallas Cowboys blue, huh? It's something about Dallas Cowboys blue that just draws you in. It's almost like nighttime to a vampire. It just draws you in, Count Dracula. You just love to sink your teeth into anything Dallas Cowboys blue. Marcus the Alphabet, you are absolutely wrong, and I can't even believe that you came up with that nice 4-minute diatribe on how Cooper Flag should be MVP and gave all these lovely bereavement statements on how his team is injured and he doesn't have anybody here and yada yada yada. It sounded real cool. It rolled off your tongue real smooth. But it is Knipple, and it's Knipple by a mile. And when I say a mile, it's one of those short 7-minute run miles. It's not the longest yard, okay? It's not the longest mile. It's that 7-minute. You got to do it for the military or you got to do it for the academy mile. It's one of those. First and foremost, sir, let's talk about these two organizations. Number one, the Dallas Mavericks was just in the NBA Finals not too long ago. Let's not start that. Number two, they went and got rid of
When Luca was there, when
they went and got rid of Luka Doncic. They kept Kyrie, so Kyrie's there. Then you get the number one overall pick. You get Cooper Flag. You got Anthony Davis. I mean, I'm sorry, you got Shattered Glass Davis, and Kyrie Irving, who is the best player on that team, by the way. I mean, what should have been, we could talk about coulda, shoulda, woulda all day long. We could talk about that Dallas market, and of course, just off that alone, Cooper Flag will probably win this off of market alone, because the Dallas market is definitely way bigger than the Charlotte market by a mile. But if we're talking about Knipple, the Charlotte Hornets ain't been legit since Larry Johnson and his mama. And playing big mama roles, okay?
Grandma, Muggsy Bogues, Alonzo Mourning. Is that long?
Yeah, Alonzo Mourning, Larry Johnson. Let's not do this. Please, let's not do this. What Knipple and LaMelo balling? Put some emphasis on that balling when you say balling, sir. You said that. You said that like ball ain't been a hit this year. Like it ain't a hit.
He's been
incredible. These two have literally did something that only one other pairing has done in the last 15 years. And that is be 1 and 2 in the league in 3-pointers made. The last pairing to do that, and they did it multiple times. I mean, multiple times, was the Splash Brothers. Okay, was the Splash Brothers, right? So let's talk about the culture in Charlotte, what culture they're bringing. They are bringing a fun, winning, exciting culture to Charlotte.
What seed are they right now? What seed are they currently? Do you know off the top of your head?
They're ninth. And by the way, they beat the Knicks today. They beat them handily, by the way.
I thought the game was still going on.
Yeah, they beat the Knicks, by the way. No, the game ain't going on. It's over.
Okay.
Yeah, the Hornets beat them. So they will be in the play-in. The Hornets will be in the play-in for the playoffs. Dallas was 20-some games below 500. Again, the culture that they've brung, those two have brung. We used to have conversations if we even took the ball serious when it came to basketball. LaMelo is nice. I ain't gonna hold you. He brings an exciting game, an exciting, fun type of game to the NBA.
Is he better than Lonzo?
Something too.
Is he better than Lonzo?
Yes, he is. Yeah, it's time to face it. He is. They beat the Knicks bench by 14. LOL. Ooh. Yeah, well, the Knicks is a great team anyway, but they needed to win. That doesn't take away from the fact of what Charlotte has done during the season time. I got you. I see where you was going with that. But I mean, Boston's bench right now was beating Orlando, so we can't sleep on benches now. That's why you got a bench. A bench is supposed to be come in, get ready to produce. That's what your bench is supposed to do. So when a lot of folks say, "Oh, well, the bench," I say anybody can get beat at any point in time. Have you not watched the tournament this year? Did you not watch the NCAA tournament? And people will be like, "Well, this is the NBA." Well, guess what? The NCAA has more fundamentals in it than the NBA now. So, again, but that's for your taste preference on what you like as far as basketball is concerned. Fine. They're still in the play-in. Give Charlotte their props, by the way. Give Charlotte their props. And Dallas has a better all-around team, too. They have Chris Middleton, by the way, who's an NBA champion. They have Klay Thompson, who's an NBA champion. They have P.J. Walker, who's who's played in a finals. They've also had Ryan Nembhard, who also has been in the finals with Indiana, and they have Caleb Martin. All of those players have played in significant games. None of those players in Charlotte have significant games.
They've been hurt though. They've been hurt though. You can have
No,
all
no, no.
that talent.
You talked about roster construction, and I'm telling you that Dallas has the better roster than Charlotte. Just off those
when healthy, and they ain't been healthy all year.
Kyrie,
when
healthy.
Yeah.
But those players are also on the team currently right now as constructed.
Okay.
So again, the Mavericks got the talent. In fact, I mean, Chris Middleton, the MIDI guy, Chris Middleton, by the way, which the MIDI is gone in the NBA. He won a championship. Klay Thompson, phenomenal. I mean, you put Anthony Davis, Kyrie Irving, Cooper Flag, Klay Thompson, and Chris Middleton as your starting five, and you probably cooking with some bacon grease. You ain't slipping. You ain't slipping none now. You cooking with some bacon grease. Okay. And I didn't even name Cooper Flag. See how that went?
Yeah.
So, I mean, again, I'm giving it to Knipple just based off of impact to wins too. I'm giving it to him for that. I'm giving it to him because of the franchise he plays for. Nobody has Charlotte doing anything. Nobody has Charlotte doing nothing. Okay. And they got a great deal to rid themselves of Anthony and Andy Brown Davis, which I had the ready to think about. Yeah, professional. Yeah, absolutely. I agree. I'm going with Knipple on this one too. Cooper Flag has had an exceptional season. Don't get it twisted. I think his upside is way higher than Knipple's, and he has generational talent in which he's going to be probably one of the best 10 players in the league at some point in his career. I will say that. He will be a top 10 player, Marcus.
I like the kid. He's very exciting. It's just, he's going to eventually take over. Anthony Davis is done, bro. We got to stop with this. Anthony Davis.
Yeah, he's done.
This dude is always hurt, man. He's always hurt. Always hurt.
He's better off pranking other celebrity sports players. He's better off doing that. I don't know if you've ever seen. Did you see that show where he's now pranking celebrity sports players?
No.
Oh yeah. He's Mr. Show business now. He's doing the show business thing. Probably good for him. Probably what's good for him. All right, moving right along. We talked about the MVP last week. We talking about Rookie of the Year. By the way, if you're just tuning in, we at the 30-minute mark of Rise Up Unlimited Radio Show, brought to you by WDAP Radio and WDAP TV. We started off the show with "Don't Drop the Ball" with Diana Rossini and Mike Vrabel. I call him Mike Verbal, Mr. Vrabel himself, and that scandal. And we talked about the Rookie of the Year. Now, we are going to have a discussion about something that we talk very vaguely about amongst ourselves, but we're going to talk about it on the show here. Let's have a conversation of wide receiver U. Wide receiver U. Is it Ohio State or is it LSU? Put it in the comments section. Let us know what you think. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. And Marcus.
I talked about this a little bit. We put a reel out on this, and I talked about it on Coffee Talk this week, man. And look, after a while, there's this consensus generally that it's this, and then we get to a point. There was a time that Alabama probably could have been wide receiver university, you know, with all of the talent they put out there, Amari Cooper, Julio Jones, Jerry Jeudy, Henry Ruggs, Waddle. I mean, they put out incredible wide receivers. And then you look at LSU, you know, Jarvis Landry, Odell Beckham Jr., Chase and Jettas. But I don't think it's any, and there's still people that feel like LSU's the best or Alabama's the best. It is, I don't even think it's a discussion anymore, man. With the talent, especially since 2022, the wide receivers that Ohio State has put out and continue to put out. When you look at JSN, Jackson Smith and Jigba, you look at Garrett Wilson. I mean, these guys, they're Ibuka this past year. They just keep Chris Olave. This year, you're going to Carnell Tate's coming out, and then next year, I think it may happen. I'm not. I won't write this in stone. I won't put this in ink. But Jeremiah Smith is incredible. I think if Jeremiah Smith was coming out this year, he would be the first wide receiver off the board. So it comes a time where, you know, the argument's just like, it's not an argument anymore. It's not a debate anymore. It's like, just look at the players that they put out, especially at the wide receiver position, and who they're going to put out next year. Again, I believe Jeremiah Smith, after the quarterbacks, have we had wide receivers that went number one overall? I think Calvin Johnson may have went number. I don't quote me on that. I know he went like top 3 or so, but you know, generally the quarterbacks, they go, you know, number one overall. So wide receiver university, whether you like it or not, or you disagree, Big 10, Big 12, SEC, wide receiver university now is Ohio State, and that's just it. Argue with your mama about it. So that's it. I don't even think it's a debate anymore. Can't hear you, family.
That was so disrespectful. My mic damn near muted. Jesus. Marcus the Alphabet. What's up with you today? You gonna argue with your mama?
Yeah, it's
really
LSU is better. They got two. Look, I understand what people are. Well, look at Jettas and look at Chase. Yes, I understand. They got two awesome receivers, no doubt about it. I believe Jamar Chase is the best receiver in the league. Okay, but JSN led the league in receiving this year. So if you want to go that route, Jettas right now, through no fault of his own, he had the worst year of his career, and we know why that is. They got the JJ McCarthy's garbage dumpster juice. But look, when you look at all of these receivers, all of them, you got two really good guys, no doubt about it. When you look at the quantity and quality, okay, JSN right now was he the offensive player of the year? Plus he led the league like in receiving. Don't forget about Neighbors and Brian Thomas Jr. Neighbors can't stay healthy, and Brian Thomas Jr., they're trying to trade him. They're trying to trade Brian Thomas Jr. He's had one good year. Okay, so again, when you look at all of them, all of these receivers, okay, as a whole, JSN, Ibuka, Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave, Carnell Tate, you know, right now, and then next year, Jeremiah Smith. Now, look, Jeremiah Smith, of course, he hasn't played a game, but he will be a top 3 pick next year. So I think you got to look at the total body of work.
Doing it again. This guy doing it again. Mr. Fireball himself. Mr. Fireball on his shirt. Probably up there. Yep. You know what, Marcus? I'm a mirror that thought. Let me drink some water too, real quick, before I get it. Nothing like all natural. H to the Izzo, 2 in the middle. What is the alphabets? I can't believe you. Once again, Mr. Football connoisseur here. Mr. Football expert. Marcus the alphabets. I'm gonna come from a different angle. You remember when The Rock hit Big Show with the promo where he was like, ah. That's how I felt about your diatribe. But let me show this from a different angle, folks. Marcus the Alphabets will sit here and praise Chris Olave and who'd you say? Emeka Egbuka?
Emeka Egbuka. JSN. JSN.
You like JSN. I see you hanging your hat on.
Garrett Wilson.
Garrett Wilson. you hanging your hat on these or JSN, for real. That's what Marcus is trying to pull it. Marcus the Alphabets is trying to pull a magic trick on y'all right now.
Who's the current offensive player of the year?
Okay.
Who's the current offensive player of the year?
When we talk about total body of work, right? When we talk about totality, right?
Yeah.
Marcus the Alphabets is trying to pull a magic trick, folks. He is a magician. He's trying to pull a JSN and make you pull a rabbit out of a hat that just ain't there. Sir, Chris Olave plays in one of the easiest conferences in all of football, divisions in football. Emeka Egbuka plays in one of the easiest divisions in football. From a different angle, Garrett Wilson was on the absolute worst team in football, by the way, and didn't even get mentioned hardly this year at all as a New York Jet. So, hold on. Let me show it from a different angle, folks.
What did Jettis do this year?
Who came from LSU? You ain't slick. Shout out to the Bayou Tigers, by the way. Shout out to them folks in the Bayou. You know, Marcus down south, Midwest down south guy, trying to throw salt on Louisiana State University.
Hey, Louisiana's right next door to me.
Of course, Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase are 1 and 2 when it comes to wide receivers in the league. Period. Okay. 1 and 2.
Okay, so where's JSN at? Where's JSN at?
JSN could be number 5.
Where do we have?
He could be number 5. Hold on, whoa. Watch this. Now watch this now. Watch this, y'all. Watch how I get Marcus. You know how I can catch Marcus once in a while. I catch him. Marcus the Alphabets.
Yeah.
Is JSN better than CD Lamb?
Career-wise, no. He hasn't done what.
No. Don't try to move.
Where do we have
Don't try to move the goalposts. I'm talking about right now.
No.
So no, he ain't better than CD Lamb.
No, I don't think he's better than CD Lamb.
Kaden, glad that you over here talking about something you gotta love Marcus. He think he's so slick, Mr. Oh yeah, offensive player of the year. But he ain't even over CD Lamb. Look at this guy. See, I told you I'll be catching Marcus. I can catch him so quick. Marcus, Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, Malik Neighbors, Brian Thomas Jr., they all had 1,000-yard receiving yards, by the way, receiving yards. And they played, Malik Neighbors has played with straight dog shit in New York. Let's not do that.
Okay. I got you.
And has been injured. Brian Thomas
Jr.
played with
Chris.
Hold on. Brian Thomas Jr. played with Trevor. Shout out to the professional. Okay. That was Trevor.
Okay, and Chris Olave played with Tyler Shough.
Right. Mm-hmm. I know. It played in the easiest damn division.
Garrett Wilson played.
Who Garrett Wilson division in football, by the way.
Who Garrett?
Easiest division in football.
What's the easiest division in football?
The NFC South. You heard me.
Okay.
Okay. Now, Odell Beckham, Jarvis Landry, DJ Chark. Oh my goodness. What?
DJ Chark? Really? Are we really?
Marcus.
What?
You can't be serious.
I'm very serious. You can't very serious.
This guy. Can't believe this. Where is Ahmad St. Brown?
Well, those are. I mean, that's your USC guys. USC. I mean, USC got a couple guys, but I'm talking about entire. Some
Yeah,
people
we
still
know.
say
We know.
Alabama.
Yeah, that's runner up.
There's still some people out there, and I've had arguments with people. They're still like, it's Alabama. Look at all the wide receivers at Alabama. If you would have told me that like 5 or 6 years ago, yes. Julio Jones is no longer in the league. Okay, Amari Cooper is no longer in the league. I thought they were the two best coming out of Alabama. Jerry Jeudy is trash. Henry Ruggs is in prison. Waddle just got traded. Okay, so Mechie is on his 3rd or 4th team. Okay, so who's the best wide receiver who's the best wide receiver coming out of Alabama? Ryan Williams probably in the next year or so.
You mentioned Devonta, huh? Yeah, you just totally just.
Devonta Smith. Yeah, can't forget Devonta Smith. But I'm just saying, like, I don't think that it's. Devonta's not even the number 1 on his own team.
We know. But you skipped over him. You should have probably mentioned him before him.
No doubt about it. So I just think with Ohio State, and then when you look at what they have coming down the road, what LSU wide receivers coming out this year? What wide receivers?
I tell you what though. What.
Okay.
We've seen somewhat of a changing of the guard period in sports period as it pertains to these conferences. The SEC has lost their grip on what used to be. Yes, we see that now, and it's not just in football; it's in basketball too. By that theory, LSU receivers are better than Ohio State now in the league. Yeah, again, that's where I'm going with this as far as Marcus. But I do understand what Marcus is saying as far as Ohio State, because SEC teams are starting to lose their grip. We've seen this in basketball, in both men's and women's basketball. We see this in college football now.
Even more so with Alabama. Look. I know people still live in a world where Alabama is this football powerhouse.
Stop this Roll Tide stuff. I don't want to hear Roll Tide stuff.
Nick Saban ain't walking back through the door, dude. He's just not.
Guess what?
And that's why a lot of them kids went there. Was before him.
And Marcus, I don't want to hear about what's that coming down the track. It's the Mean Machine in the red and black. I don't want to hear that either. I don't want to hear none of that. Okay. I literally got to watch, by the way, Georgia. I got to watch Georgia firsthand. I know we talking about football, but I got to watch Georgia firsthand. So we ain't singing that song neither, okay? Yeah. They ruined it for all their sports teams, all of them, okay?
As soon as Saban left, it was a wrap for Alabama, no doubt. By that theory, LSU receivers are better than OSU. What theory?
Shout out to Buffalo's ex-coach who went down there as an offensive coordinator for Alabama. Shout out to my guy. Again, it's hard to replace Nick Saban. It's hard to replace Nick Saban. Oh, let's stop acting like Nick Saban ain't 7 national championships in.
When you have a generational, legendary type coach, what happens? And I kind of want to talk about this a little bit just before we transition. What happens to UConn once Gino Auriemma leaves? And we need to talk about that.
I see what you're doing. I knew you was going there, and that's why listen, see, I told you my intuition never fails me. I knew you was going there. You want to talk about Gino Auriemma? There will never, I hate to say this, because his actions as of late have been very questionable, highly questionable. There will never, as a basketball coach, there will never be another Gino Auriemma. Never. Not from that complexion. Not from that side. Not from that complexion. You'll never see a Gino Auriemma again. He is a once in a lifetime guy.
Do we have somebody like Pat Summitt up there with him?
Yes, but she's also, again, Let me. Yeah. So Devon, I didn't want to call him out for being a hoe because he kind of has been a hoe when it comes to losing to women. He has kind of been a hoe. We ain't going there. We kind of gave him the competitive because he ain't never came out and did no shit like he just did with Dawn Staley. But um, we're talking about men who coach women's college basketball. You have to make sure you put that on the topic. If you're going to mention Gino Ariema, then you need to mention that he is a man coaching women's sports. There will never, at least on this side of the pond, ever be another man who coaches women's sports like Gino Ariema. Ever. Okay, I'm gonna put that out there and preface it that never.
Do we have Gino when we look, you have legendary coaches in all
No.
walks of
Stop
life.
this, Marcus. If you about to ask where do we have Gino Ariema is Mike Krzyzewski.
Okay. I was wondering where we
with
head
more titles. Hold on, watch this. With more titles, maybe.
Okay.
With more titles.
Top 10 coach, top 10 coach of all time.
Yes, Gino Ariema is top 10 coach of all time. And anybody who say
any sport.
Dawn Staley is a top 10 all-time coach. Yes, you heard me say. Yes, she is. I don't give a damn. Yeah, I don't give a damn.
Nah, she ain't there yet. She's on her way. Not yet. Not yet. Not yet.
Are we talking about including that NBA, or are we just talking about college?
You said when I was talking about like just a coach. When you just look at like a guy like Nick Saban, a guy like Bear Bryant, a guy like Phil Jackson. When you look at so if we had like this is the greatest coach of this sport here. So we say Phil Jackson's the greatest basketball coach of all time. I'm just giving an example, okay?
And the answer is no. If we're talking about greatest coaches of all time, including the
any
NBA.
Any sport, just
in any sport.
This is the best. This is the best basketball coach of all time. This is the best NFL coach of all time. This is the best college football coach of all time. This is the greatest men's basketball coach of all time. This is the greatest women's basketball.
Gino Ariema,
the greatest men, the greatest
women's basketball coach of all time. Okay. But he's not the top 10 greatest coach of all time. No.
Okay. No. Let me see here. Tim Leibel or Liebel. I don't want to mispronounce your name. Coach K, Gino, Dean Smith, Pat Summitt, Tom Izzo.
So you got Gino over Dean Smith?
Is Bobby Knight in this conversation?
See, that's weird to me. Okay, so
you see what I'm saying? Like, look, when you start see, and this is why when people I get so defensive towards when people like the GOAT, he's the GOAT, he's the greatest of all time. Because when you say stuff like that, I'm gonna take you way back. He's the when Floyd Mayweather says I'm the GOAT, I'm like, bro, like cool your heels. Because when you're saying that, you're saying anybody who's ever done it at any time, you're better than them. Greatest of all time. So when you're saying this, like Tom Liebel saying, Coach K, Gino, Dean Smith, Pat Summitt, Tom Izzo. Are we just talking, we're talking college basketball, Tom? Are we just talking college basketball, men and women combined? Because then you got Bobby Knight, Adolph Rupp. You got to start Don Haskins.
If we're talking about men and women combined, Gino Ariema is still a top 10 all time. If we're talking about top 10 all time between men and women's basketball, Don is close, but Don's not there yet.
Who was the guy from UCLA that coached
but if we talking just
Lou
women's,
Alcindor? Well, no, because he added it here. He said Coach K, Gino, that's women's basketball. Dean Smith, Pat Summitt, that's women's basketball. Tom Izzo. What about the guy from UCLA that coached Kareem Abdul-Jabbar? You see what I'm saying? If you're gonna say greatest of all time,
I get what you're saying.
Then I'm gonna take you way back.
By the way, Pat Summitt has won 8 national championships. By the way, with the Tennessee Volunteers.
How many did Bobby Knight have? How many did Bobby Knight had? A few. Indiana.
Not as many as Pat.
You see what I'm saying? These are those kind of conversations where you start looking back. You're like, wow, you know.
Bobby Knight only won 3 national championships. Technically,
okay.
Don Staley has more championships than Bobby Knight. But
who's the guy from? I can't even think of his name. The guy from UCLA, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's coach.
Yeah.
What's his name? I can't even think. I can't even think of his.
Why is his name is on the tip of my tongue?
I just right on the tip of my tongue. I'm a Char Hills fan. Didn't want to be biased with Dean Smith. Dean Smith is in the conversation. You ain't telling no lies. I'm just saying. What about the boy from UCLA? I'm like, when we start doing that, you gotta look at like everybody.
You talking about John Wooden?
John Wooden. That's like they got like awards named after him, man. Jerry Tarkanian.
Yeah, he won 10 national championships.
You know what I'm saying? Like when you start, you're opening up Pandora's box. When you say, "Oh, Dawn Staley, for women's basketball, she ain't even in a conversation with like with men's basketball."
Yeah, Dawn and women's basketball would be top 5 to me. If we're talking women's alone, Dawn is the top 5, definitely. For sure. There's no ifs, ands, buts to that.
You know,
but we're talking all around. Are we talking all around? No, I don't think Gino or Dawn is top 10 coach of all time. That's crazy work. You would have to look at all the damn coaches that have ever coached football.
You know, that's what I'm saying. When you start saying, when you start pulling up names like that, you talking about. I'm gonna take you way back. That's what when I say eras matter and people are like, "Oh, he's the best. This guy could do," we're talking 100 years of basketball, and you talking about a guy with 2 or 3 championships that he's the greatest of all time. It's like, man, come on now. Let's not do that. Let's not do that. Let's not do that.
Pat Summitt has 8. John Wooden has 10.
You see what I'm saying? Bobby Knight has 3. Bobby Knight has 3, and we, bro, you ain't even in the conversation. You ain't even in the conversation. This guy, he's one of the best ever. He ain't like I don't even got him like. That's not even like top 10.
You ready to hear this?
All right, what you got?
Coach K only has 5.
I mean, that's still you got 3.
I mean, that's good. I mean, yeah, 3 to 5.
You're not even in a conversation. You're not even in a conversation.
I get you.
You know.
Yeah, Krzyzewski has 5, but Krzyzewski also has 15 ACC tournament championships and 22 plus NCAA tournament.
When we look at that, do we include? Okay, now I be looking at this too, and I wonder where everybody else is. When it
Wait a minute. Hold up.
Hang on. Do we put NIT? Do we put NIT championships in there too?
No, hell no. No. But hold on. I hear y'all keep mentioning Bobby Knight, but Tom Izzo, really? We're not talking about Tom Izzo?
He put it up in there. Tom put it up in there.
And I'm not sure I'm biased because Tom
Liebel. How do you pronounce it? I don't want to mispronounce your name, man. Tom said Coach K, Gino, Dean Smith, Pat Summitt, Tom Izzo. I'm taking. Listen. That's who he got on his list there. Don Staley's not in this conversation. I'm sorry. How many did you say Don got?
No, top 10 of all time.
Yes,
no,
he's not even in the conversation.
No. Wait a minute, sir. Okay, see, he's got him as top 10 all-time coach, period. I totally get why you would say that. And yes, Pat Summitt was his nemesis. Totally. I get it. The rivalry was there between Connecticut
I
and
love
Tennessee.
that damn Pat Summitt. Rest in peace, Pat
and
Summitt.
You have some of the greatest players, by the way, for people who keep claiming that they wasn't watching basketball until a certain someone.
Mika Holzclaw.
We're not gonna go there. We're not gonna go there. But if we're talking about coaches of all time, we're talking NBA, NFL,
that's that
MLB,
baseball,
NHL, all time.
MLB.
No way. There's no way Gino's in the 10. No.
We're just talking all sport. Look,
and I love Gino.
That's a hell of an accomplishment. What you've accomplished, but when you look at when you got somebody like Phil Jackson, how many championships Phil Jackson got? Like he had what? 2 3-peats with the Bulls. That's 6. 3 with a 3-peat with the Lakers.
That's 5. 6 plus 5.
Come on. He had a 3-peat with the Lakers, 2 3-peats with the Bulls. Popovich? Greg Popovich, how many he got? You know what I'm saying? So when you start, I tell people all the time, you got to be very careful. You got to be very careful with the word great, greatest, best, because now you're taking it.
Okay, so let me name. Hold on. So watch this. Let's have fun with this real quick.
Okay.
Let's have fun with it. By the way, we're in our first hour of Rise Up Unlimited radio show, brought to you by WDAP Radio and WDAP TV. You are listening to the incomparable Marcus the Alphabets and Andre the Source Robinson, Firestarter in the building. By the way, thank you for tuning in. Make sure you like and share and continue to support great sports talk all the time. All right. I'm going down this list. That's why I love doing research.
I can't put Bobby.
And you tell.
I'm sorry.
And you tell me if you would put Gino over these coaches.
All right.
The Zen Master, Phil Jackson.
Hell no. Not even
Bill
close.
Belichick.
No.
What? Are you thinking about that?
Yes, because when you compare football championships as basketball championships, that's a little bit different.
Okay, if you're really thinking about this, Bill Belichick. Answer the question. Yes, no.
Is Geno Smith a better coach than Bill Belichick? No.
Gino Auriemma.
Is Bill Belichick's a better coach than Gino?
Who?
Bill Belichick is a better coach than Gino Auriemma.
Yes. Okay, so that's 2.
Okay.
John Wooden.
No. Gino's not better than him.
Scotty Bowman.
Who was that? Florida?
That's hockey. Detroit Red Wings.
Hey, Dre.
You can go ahead and look like that, but I know who Scotty Bowman is.
Well, you tell me. I don't know because I don't follow hockey like that.
Scotty Bowman has won 9 Stanley Cups and has the most wins as a coach in 1,244. The answer is no. Please stop right now. Vince Lombardi.
Hell no.
Sir Alex Ferguson. You know who Sir Alex Ferguson is?
I don't know who the hell that is.
That's soccer. Premier Soccer.
Okay.
The one who has 13 Premier Championships, League Premier Championships.
Okay.
Red Archibald.
No.
Nick Saban.
No.
Paul Bryant.
No. How many Paul got?
Joe Gibbs.
Joe Gibbs got 3. He got 3. To me,
and he won with 3 different quarterbacks.
Yeah, you got 3 rings,
Don Shula.
How many Don got? One? I think he only got one.
Tom Landry.
Tom Landry got. See, when we start comparing football to basketball, like I think Tom Landry hit three.
Names. You wanted names. These are names of coaches.
Yeah.
Joe Torre.
That's what Tom just. How many championships Joe Torre got?
Dean Smith.
No, he's not better than
Mike
Dean
Krzyzewski.
Smith.
I didn't even name those. Mike Krzyzewski.
How many undefeated seasons do those coaches have?
The answer is no. Hell no.
See, I know no. Gino got how many undefeated? I know Gino probably got at least like 4 or 5. At least 4 or 5 undefeated. So do we take that into account? Do we take that into
account? It has 4 undefeated seasons, by the way.
I mean, that's
women's college basketball. And I love women's college basketball. Don't get it confused. It's totally different. Dawn Staley has undefeated seasons. Again, it's tough. You're not telling me.
John Wooden. I'm sure he probably had a couple. I know when Kareem was there.
I can name at least 12.
I know when Kareem was there.
12.
I know
Greg Popovich.
To me, Greg Popovich is like a top 10 coach of like all time in any sport. What he did there, like right before Phil Jackson, right after Phil Jackson in the NBA, maybe Red Auerbach and Pop is like right after them as far as I'm concerned. So whenever you get through disrespecting my whole coach,
count those up. So whenever you get through disrespecting my whole ass coach. Again, I love Geno Auriemma. Don't get it confused, but Geno Auriemma is not.
And I'll tell you what, I didn't like the way he acted the other day. I don't like the way he acted. He acted real. At
least.
Yeah, that was real. Better. That was real whack the way he acted. 4 World Series for Torre.
Yeah, and I appreciate Geno. Yeah, I can't.
How about this? Do we agree? Look? As far as like basketball all around and all sports, no. But do we all agree that he's the greatest women's basketball coach all time?
Yes. That's not even a question.
Hey, there's nothing the matter with that. That's okay.
I know people will still try to hang on to Pat Summitt, but that's not a question anymore. That's not even a question anymore. See, we only going by what they've won. We not even including the ones they've lost.
Yeah.
See, in college basketball, you get accredited for making Elite Eights and Final Fours. That you get accredited for. People judge you on how many Elite Eights and Final Fours you make.
I think it's hard. I think it's harder to win. And some people may not agree with this. I think it's harder to win in college sports than it is in the pros. And they're like, well, what? I go, well, because you got to go through a tougher field. Look, how many basketball teams are in the country? You know what I'm saying? Like we're like 150.
There's like how many college football teams are there?
You know, like college football is like 130. Division I teams in college football, and you got to get through all of them. Plus, you got monsters. When Saban's beating Georgia and LSU, and it's in the SEC. You know what I'm saying? Like that's hard. Like not to say the NFL and NBA and Major League Baseball is not hard, but in college sports, you gotta. Oh, and here's the other thing. With college basketball
tournaments,
and here's the other thing: with
NFL only have playoffs, and there's a reason.
So here's the other thing with college basketball as compared to the NBA: you have one bad game, one bad half, and your ass is at home. You're playing series in the NBA. You're playing a series. You have 2 bad. You win the series, for 5-2. Like
Devon, are we
4 out of
bringing?
3.
Hold on, because I'm looking at these comments. I totally get what you're saying about the character of John Wooden and Red Otterback, but are we bringing politics back into this? Because if we're solely sticking to sports and what they did in the sports realm, then
you start talking about people. You start talking about people.
No.
Their person, Bill Belichick. You got to start looking at stuff like that. Adolph Rupp, a guy like Adolph Rupp who was like a racist as hell. Yeah. Bear Bryant, who was racist as hell. Like, if we start the stuff that Bobby Knight was doing, throwing tables and chairs and shit on the floor, physically abusing players, like, I try to keep it. And look, I understand the anger and stuff like that, but I try to keep it within. This is why we have issues with players getting in the players, getting into the Hall of Fame. Dalton just put something up on Alphabet's football show page. You know who's eligible for the Hall of Fame next year? You ready? Antonio Brown. He's eligible. Antonio Brown. Wooden stole the concept of fast break from FAMU coach and HBCU. Okay, we got to start telling them, okay, I got you. No, I'm saying their impact isn't as strong when we tell them to start. So, okay, I got you. I thought we were talking about like behavioral stuff. I got you now. I'm tracking. Man, we did 40 minutes right there. I'm telling you, man.
Didn't he steal the concept from who was it? He's talking about the FAMU coach. Wasn't it?
I thought that was and everybody started using that.
Wooden stole the concept of the fast break from Willie Booker, if I'm not mistaken.
Antonio Brown might be eligible for the Hall of Fame and parole on the same day.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be talking about that tomorrow. On Coffee Talk.
Yeah. Let me know if I'm right though, but I think it is Willie Booker. Nah, I'm a again basketball guy, heart and heart. So
and hockey, but you don't have to stick to hockey.
Hell no, you can't even. You know what? You can't tell me that. So I know too much about too many sports. Just hockey. By the way, shout out to the Buffalo Sabres 716. Stand the fuck up, for real. My Buffalo Sabres is killing folks out here, killing them right now. Killing them. They went from worst to first in the same season. Worst to first.
Who win a championship first? Buffalo Sabres or Buffalo Bills? Who's gonna win a championship first?
My goodness, here we go. See, I told you, Marcus always got to do this at least once a
show. Who's gonna win a championship first? Say, put it out there. Put it on wax, Ray. Don't get quiet.
That's gonna be tough.
Who's gonna win a championship first?
Buffalo. That's tough. You know
what? Who win a championship first?
You know what?
Buffalo Bills, Buffalo Sabres, or Buffalo Bulls?
Since you're doing call your shot stuff, I'm gonna call my shot right now. The Buffalo Sabres will win a Stanley Cup before the Buffalo Bills win the Super Bowl.
Dwayne, make a reel out of that. I need a reel for that.
I said it. Yep.
This
is Hockey Town, USA, by the way. Y'all can stop fronting acting like this is not a hockey town. This is Hockey Town. Okay? Stop that.
Yeah,
I need we telling the whole truth and nothing but the truth. We need to start telling the whole truth.
It ain't like the New York Rangers or the Philadelphia Flyers.
You know what? See, I told you. You do this. One for sure.
The Edmonton Oilers.
There's sometimes you do it 2-3 times.
The Carolina Hurricanes.
This guy. I keep telling y'all, this guy.
The Anaheim Mighty Ducks. You better get the Anaheim Mighty.
See this guy right here. Always doing it. Always. I'm telling you. What's that song? Push It to the Limit. This guy. Yeah, Sabres. Sabres. I am a believer that the Sabres are going to have a run similar to what the Bills have had the last 5-6 years. I feel like the Sabres are going to have that same type of run in hockey, and they're going to get to the point of winning a championship.
Let me ask you this, because you got your Sabres 26, Bills 27. Let's go. All right. So is there
Hey, Tom, did you see how fast Marcus read that and skipped over? Yo, pay attention to details. You see how quick he skipped over that? That's how much he believed that. Go ahead, Marcus. Go ahead.
So is there a scenario? Because like a lot of teams, even though the teams have, a lot of other sports towns, they have championships in a bunch of different sports, like Dallas Mavericks, the Texas Rangers, and the Dallas Cowboys. Is there ever a scenario where the Buffalo Sabres could surpass the Buffalo Bills as far as popularity? Is there any scenario that could ever happen? I'm saying that because, like, no matter what, you got a team that's in the same town. They're kind of like,
explain on what level though. Are we talking about?
Okay, so let me ask you
in the Buffalo community.
Okay, so let me give you an example. So, like, let's say Boston, for instance. Who's more popular, the Celtics, the Patriots, or the Red Sox? In all of those sports, they've all won championships, right? But who's the big brother and who's the little brother? If the Buffalo Sabres, I'm just asking because you got your hand on the pulse more than most. If the Buffalo Sabres were to win a championship before the Buffalo Bills, would they jump over the Buffalo Bills as a big brother in town? If they were to win first. You see what I'm saying? Because it's like,
damn, you know what, Marcus? That might be one of the best questions you've ever asked in general. And you've asked some really good questions, but that might be one of the best questions you've ever asked.
Y'all say that because it's there's no chance. If the Buffalo Sabres brought a parade to downtown Buffalo before the Buffalo Bills, would they jump? Even if the Bills won one down the road, would they jump over them as far as the big brother? Because like in Dallas, I live in Texas, and in Dallas, it don't really matter what the Mavericks do. Like, and we love Dirk Nowitzki. They love the Texas Rangers there, but you will never be the Dallas Cowboys ever. You can win like 3 NBA championships, Dallas Mavericks, and you will never be on the level of the Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys are like, one, because of how much money they make and Jerry Jones and all of that, but you will never be there. If the Buffalo Sabres win a
I thought about it, and I'm gonna answer the question.
Okay.
I thought about it. I'm gonna answer the question. If it's pertaining to the 716 community, the answer is yes. And Wayne, I love you to death, my bro, but I disagree with you on this one. If it's 716 community, it's yes. If we're talking about outside of Buffalo or outside of New York State, then it's no. But I'm going to be very honest. This is going to sound bad, but it's the truth. It's the truth. Gary, what it do?
T. Lokester, what's good, fam?
Hot take. Y'all might not like this. And y'all gonna say, what? Lacrosse? Are you serious? Lacrosse? The Sabres nor the Bills are the big brother now. Uh-oh.
Yeah,
don't
but
like
do
that.
we?
Y'all don't like that? Y'all don't like that. Hold on. Y'all don't like that. But the Buffalo Bills and Buffalo Sabres ain't the big brother right now. Not in the 716 community, they not. Absolutely not.
How many people watch lacrosse, bro?
I tell you what. Watch this. I tell you what. Keep sleeping on the Bandits who've won 3 in a row, championships in a row, and tell me how many people you saw at KeyBank Center, and how many people was watching in the 716 community when they was winning them championships. Now, see, I'm one who has credentials for all this, Marcus, so I can talk.
I totally defer to you as far as this. I defer to you.
The Bandits are the big brothers, by the way.
But Dre,
right now,
Dre.
Yeah.
Let's keep it a buck. Nope. You ain't gonna like the way I say this.
I know what you're gonna say. How many people watch lacrosse?
Don't nobody care about lacrosse, bro.
Listen,
don't nobody care about lacrosse.
Remember what I just said. Hold on, but Marcus, remember what I just said. I said in the 716 community.
Okay.
Everybody watches lacrosse here.
Okay, but what I'm saying is, even with the
Marcus,
winning,
matter of fact, Marcus, matter of fact.
We just made this comparison.
Correct.
They've won multiple championships in lacrosse, right?
In a row.
Okay. If the Buffalo Bills won a championship this year, no one would care about lacrosse.
Guess what? No, they still care, but I would tell you that the Bills would be the big brother. No.
There would be no more Buffalo wings left in the country.
Marcus, see, I got to tell you about the culture. See, when you talk about Buffalo culture, I got to give it to you straight and plain. I get it. If the Bills win a championship, they would become the big brother. But that would not make people forget about the Bandits' 3 championships. Absolutely not. You want to know why?
I know why. I'll tell you why.
I'm going to tell you why.
Okay.
Because championships are so scarce in this city.
That's what I'm about to say. You ain't never won nothing. You ain't never won nothing. So of course,
so they would hold on to that shit.
It's like we never won nothing, but the most famous person is the hot dog eating champion of the world. We're gonna give him a key to the city,
Absolutely. Wayne, hold on. Wayne just mentioned this. Who won the ABA championship today?
The ABA championship.
Yeah. The Buffalo Braves came from the ABA.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Buffalo has the ABA. Do you know that Ice Cube said that the next NBA team should be in Buffalo? Do you know that?
He might get it for the big 3.
Ice Cube said that himself.
They might get he said that because he want to move the big 3 over there. He want to team with the big 3.
Austin won by 7 today. They did. They won by 7 today. Buffalo didn't win. But I will tell you that for this community, communities is different. This culture, the Bandits are the big brother. Straight up. Marcus, they've sold out every game for the last 7 years straight. The Bills had a problem selling out games, and so did the Sabres. Okay? And the Sabres play in the same arena that the Bandits do. When you ask about who watched lacrosse, everybody watched lacrosse here. By the way, you have to also remember that there's a big Native American base here in Buffalo. And lacrosse is a Native American sport. So people watch heavily when it comes to lacrosse here. I know people don't really care about lacrosse like that outside of, and that's fine and dandy. But if the Sabres was to win the Stanley Cup, the Sabres would jump and be the big brother. If the Bills won, then they would jump. Just because of popularity, familiarity, and football's majority of the world's best sport, or people love in the U.S. I won't say the world, but in the U.S., most people's favorite sport is football, if not baseball. So
You
there's
think
that.
baseball? You think baseball is more popular than basketball? I think without a doubt is football. And then after that, what would be the second most popular sports league?
Baseball. It would have to
Okay.
be baseball.
Okay.
Just look by the contract.
Yeah. Well, the max deals with no the max deals in the NBA, man. The max deals in the NBA are crazy, man. By the way, shout out to the WNBA. The ladies just got a raise. They just got a raise, and some of the moves that have happened too, man. Shout out
Oh,
to
I'm glad that you mentioned that. Oh, we need to have this conversation right now. See, that's what you get for mentioning it. First and foremost, for all you chokehearts that had a problem with Nafisa Collier and Angel Reese and all them speaking up about money, how y'all feel now? I'm just wondering. Y'all still got that same energy? Because now, and you know it's WNBA season. Matter of fact, the draft is tomorrow. I'm hearing folks say, well, it's because of Caitlin Clark again. Sir, you don't get off this Caitlin Clark shit. I'm tired of that. We cannot continue to allow people to Christopher Columbus our shit. Stop it. Our our actions and the things that our people have fought for, we have to stop letting other people Christopher Columbus our shit. Stop it. Caitlin Clark was not at one negotiating table meeting when it came to the salaries in WNBA. Not one. Please stop this.
you. Want to know why? You want to know
Stop the
why?
BS buffoonery story now.
Because she's already getting paid. She don't really have no skin in the game because like I'm good. I'm like good. A lot of people aren't going to fight. It's like I'm not going out there
Angel
and
Reese
fighting
already
because
getting paid, but Angel Reese was fighting. Angel
yeah.
Reese already get paid, but Angel Reese was
Does she
fighting.
get paid? Does she get paid like? Does she get paid like Caitlyn?
She will never get paid. Well, she could get paid like Caitlyn eventually down the road, but you know why Caitlyn gets
We
paid.
done had this conversation. We done had this
Again, don't
conversation.
make me say the complexion for the
Yeah.
protection once again. You know why. We ain't about to do that. But when it comes to efforts, fighting for everybody to get paid, I heard there is dummies on social media who literally have made videos about Nafisa Collier being a low IQ individual. Angel Reese is all Caitlin Clark. So disgusting. Oh, that dude gets on my nerves. By the way, I'm shouting him out on my show right now. Jeff and Abby, those two have to be the most annoying, god awful wannabe WNBA player, knowledge, WNBA fake knowledgeable folks I've ever watched and wasted my time watching. You two have to be the worst of all. I'm so serious. And I don't like using certain 4-letter words when it comes to certain folks, but stop the buffoonery. Stop the buffoonery. Nafisa literally went at the commissioner. Marcus, can you imagine? Can you imagine holding a position in a league and you go at the very top of the league? What usually happens to people when you do that?
Usually get smashed.
And guess what? Her team getting smashed right now. Her team getting smashed.
Yeah.
6 players have been traded off the Minnesota Lynx already this year. And I don't see one signing from the Minnesota Lynx. Would you consider that a form of blackball? Being blackballed, Marcus?
Yeah. That's
Tom, sir. Okay, I gotta get on that because it's that time of season. I see what we doing here. Tom, you cannot be trash and win a national championship and be the player of the tournament, averaging 23 and 15, and you're trash. You can't average 23 and 15 and be trash in college. Win a national championship, hold the record for most double doubles in a single season that Angel Reese has, and then turn around and in the pros do the same thing twice. Not once, but twice. Angel Reese has led the league since coming into the WNBA. Most double doubles, most consecutive double doubles, which would tell you that her game has translated from the college to the pros. Why are we still trying to say Angel Reese is trash? Because her game is raw, because she misses a few shots. Okay. But guess what Angel does better than anyone? As a undersized four, she's a dog and hustles. She plays defense. She can rebound very well. And after what we saw the last 20 games of the season last year, Angel Reese had her field goal percentage up to 62% last year. So we got to stop with the whole Angel Reese is trash narrative too. By the way, Marcus, did you know that Angel Reese got traded?
To Atlanta.
Huh?
To Atlanta.
Yeah. She's so ATL now. Bigger market than Chicago. The Atlanta Dream, by the way, will probably be a Eastern Conference Finals participant now. I'm going to tell you that straight up. That theory has been debunked, Tom. Only 28% of her shots is off her own rebound that she gets rebounds for. Go look it up. You're talking to someone who is a connoisseur, who knows all of this. Go look it up. You guys, again, these bad narratives. This is bad narrative. And on top of that, is she not supposed to get her own rebound? I'm just wondering. Hey, Marcus, go ahead and play me in basketball. When you miss a shot, don't get the rebound, okay? I don't want you to get the rebound. I'm going to just get the rebound, okay? I'll get the rebound. Don't worry about getting the rebound, okay? Don't worry about hustling. Don't worry about fundamentals. Don't worry about any of that. Yeah, stop with these bad narratives. It's terrible narratives. I don't know who you guys are listening to, but you gotta stop listening to them. They're terrible. Now, getting back to what we was talking about, basketball. Sir, the Boston Celtics are definitely the big brother in Boston. I don't care what nobody says.
Over the Patriots?
The Boston Celtics have a more recent championship than the New England Patriots too.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And how many championships do the Boston Celtics have?
They got like 20.
Yeah. Okay. All right. No, I know, Tom, you messing with me. But when I say all this, I'm not saying this to you. I'm saying this to everybody who have those bad narratives about her. We gotta stop that. Angel Reese has done nothing but be successful. Why do we do that? She's done nothing but be successful. She won a championship, by the way. Why are we doing that? Okay. Anyway. Yeah. Marcus, see, you always start with some trouble. This is you. Always start trouble.
I just be asking questions, man. I just be asking questions. I want no questions.
We have some real good questions.
Look, man, we didn't went to. I'm gonna let you handle this one. I did a reel on this already. All right. I'm just gonna say this real quick. I'm gonna lead this to you. CJ Stroud, you're playing for your life this year, bro. The way you played last year was unacceptable. And for you to be the number 2 pick in the draft and to have that level of defense around you and supporting cast, okay? When you have Will Anderson Jr., Danielle Hunter, Stingley, Petrie, Al-Aziz, you just cannot play the way you played last year, especially in the playoffs against Pittsburgh and against New England, okay? You are the weakest link on that team. That's just what it is. And then this year, they've even gone out and gotten you a running game. I thought last year they kind of missed Joe Mixon. They went and picked up David Montgomery this year from the Lions, power back, bruiser. I like Woody Marks, but I don't view him as like a franchise type back. The 2 Iowa State kids that they got, Nico Collins when healthy, Dalton Schultz. Last year you had Christian Kirk. You got to pick it up, man. You got to pick it up. Will Anderson Jr., they picked up they went 2 and 3 in the same draft. They moved up and got Will Anderson Jr. There was this big debate between Bryce Young and CJ Stroud. CJ Stroud was the offensive rookie of the year, but I think recently Bryce Young has outplayed him. Now I don't like that Bryce Young is so small, but I think we're starting to see, and especially with the draft coming up next week, we got to stop ordaining these guys. Oh, he's the next best thing. Torres, do you know who this man played with? We talked about wide receiver university, right? We just did a segment on wide receiver university. Let me tell you who CJ Stroud's wide receivers were in college. Chris Olave, Garrett Wilson, Marvin Harrison Jr., another one who I forgot to mention from Ohio State, Marvin Harrison Jr. Okay. Abuka, you cannot, it made you look better than what you were. You had 5 first-round pick wide receivers on your team. Plus, the running back was Travion Henderson, who's the starting running back for the Patriots right now. So you have no excuses. And with the way that these quarterbacks are being paid nowadays, you've got to step it up. They're at this point right now, today, if I had to make a decision with CJ Stroud and have to pay him in the going rate of starting quarterbacks in the NFL, $50 million. That's starting $50 million. Want to pay CJ Stroud $50 million? Then you got to come back and pay Will Anderson Jr. 45. Because now we're talking about him. He's going to be up there with Micah, up there with Aiden Hutchinson, with his teammate who's making 40, Myles Garrett, TJ Watt. I cannot have my franchise quarterback out there doing 4 and 5 turnovers in one half. You're killing this, Smalls. So CJ Stroud, you're on notice, bro. You're on notice. So I did a piece on that. Go and check that out. Marcus the Alphabets on TikTok, and then you can go on my page and the Alphabets Football Show group and check it out. But it's just his play is not acceptable. So that's all I got. What you got?
Look at this shit from a different angle. Yeah. It's time to look at it from a different angle, Marcus.
Yeah.
CJ Stroud, you had us believing that the Ohio State quarterback curse was broken. We believed you. Marcus?
Mm-hmm.
I did some Inspector Gadgeting. Do. Marcus, do you know Aaron Rodgers' season with the Pittsburgh Steelers was a better season than any of CJ Stroud's 3 seasons that he's had?
I have no doubts. With a better supporting cast too, with CJ Stroud having a better supporting cast.
You didn't know that, did you?
Well, people, it wouldn't have been hard for me to believe because look, we're comparing Aaron Rodgers to prime Aaron Rodgers. He's not prime Aaron Rodgers anymore. He's not.
No,
So
that's
with
the
him,
whole point of me mentioning it.
yeah.
Yes, look at
Yeah,
Wayne.
yeah.
Wayne,
So
look at Wayne.
yeah,
Wayne's like, wow.
yeah.
Yes. 42-year-old Aaron Rodgers,
Mm-hmm.
season with the Pittsburgh Steelers, statistically is better than any of CJ Stroud's first 3 seasons. Kind of almost makes you wonder, we really did jump the gun way too early with him.
Torch. He had 44
By the way,
touchdowns.
his first year touchdown passing numbers was 23.
How many INTs?
He only had 5 the first season.
Yeah. Yeah, and he won, and look, he did win offensive rookie. He did win offensive rookie of the year, but it's like it was a very low bar.
23 touchdowns in a season is boo-boo cheeks to me, though.
Yeah,
that's boo-boo. That is boo-boo.
What do you average?
You have to realize that you play 17 games in a season.
17 right now. Yeah,
that's 1 touchdown per game average. That's
1.2
touchdowns.
1.2 touchdowns a game.
Yes, that's not immaculate. That's, to me,
average
with all those weapons he had.
Don't forget Joe Mixon. They had Joe. Don't forget when he came into the league, it was Nico Collins and Tank Dell.
Yes,
let's not forget. We forgot about
Tank Dell. And he had Mitchie.
Metchie sat out this rookie year.
And he had what's the tight end?
Dalton Schultz.
Yo, I'm gonna be honest. Oh wow, that is a crazy work question. Yo, Marcus, I think your question earlier about the Bills and the Sabres might have just got topped.
Okay.
Wayne said, do you think they want Deshaun Watson back in Houston? Ooh.
Hell no.
Ooh. Who was the better Houston quarterback? Deshaun Watson or CJ Stroud?
Deshaun was. I don't think he could ever go back to Houston. Like they probably, when they shipped him off with all of the legal stuff that he had going on, they probably told him, look, we're letting you go. Don't ever come back to Houston. Don't Astro World, Sea World. Don't come back. Just go wherever you're going. I really think that Haslam, is that his name? Jimmy Haslam, the owner of the Browns. I'm gonna be honest with you, and this look, I don't have no inside information on this. This is just an opinion, Torch. I think they really want Deshaun Watson to win that job. Because they said it's going to be an open competition between Shedeur and Deshaun. Well, what you gave up to get him, if this doesn't pan out, Torch, where will this rank as far as failed trades?
In NFL history. I got a list of failed trades. I think it's top 2.
That'll be right up there with Ricky Williams, the Ricky Williams trade package. It was the draft, the Herschel Walker trade. It will be like right up there with those type of trades where you're just like, oh my God, like that is a terrible lopsided trade. The only way that they save face in this, the Browns, that is, who's been a disaster, who could F up a bologna sandwich. Their only way out of this, Torch, is for Shedeur, which, he's a 5th round pick. He should have been drafted higher. I think we all can agree that he should have been drafted higher. Whatever people may think of him, they don't like his dad, whatever, that's fine. It's Shedeur. You're placing your hopes and dreams on Shedeur, or you're hoping after all of these injuries and all of the legal obstacles that he's had to overcome, Deshaun Watson can come back. I think Dylan Gabriel's gone. They got rid of Joe Flacco, all these other options that they had. If Deshaun Watson does not redeem himself, this will go down as the greatest failure in a trade in NFL history. I think with what they gave up, all the first round picks, all the draft capital, because all of them players that are down in Houston right now, that's from the Deshaun Watson trade. You got CJ Stroud from that. You got Will Anderson Jr. from that. You got Tank Dell from that. All of the trades and stuff that you were trading around, moving around, those are draft picks that you got from the Browns. I think they gave them like 2 or 3 first round picks, couple of seconds, third, whatever. So this has got to work out, man.
Wayne said, "Why don't they trade for Shedeur Houston? He'd be back. He'd be back in the state of Texas again."
Because you're not paying them anything. Like the Browns are still, look, you got a guy who a lot of people had as a first round talent. The talent. I don't think a lot of the teams wanted to deal with his dad because they felt like his dad was hands on. Deion, the reputation, whether true or untrue, is that he's kind of like that LeVar Ball type dad that wants to have his hand in everything. And with Deion's got weight in the league, but there's some people that don't like Deion Sanders. They don't like him, the smugness and all of that. What I love it. Some people don't like it. Look, that's your issue that you don't like my confidence. But they looked at that and they're they start slandering the kid's name. He doesn't like the study. He walked in with, they didn't like the gold chains and the flash and stuff. Can this kid win games? Can he win games? Cleveland Browns, this is your opportunity, man. But this Deshaun Watson thing has got to work out, because if not, you're going to be I tell you, when you get embarrassed on the basketball court, when you got on football, or you got mossed or you got crossed up with a UTEP 2-step, that will be the UTEP 2-step of training. You don't want to be that person.
Interesting question.
What's that?
DeMeco Ryans can deal with Prime. Yeah, I'm sure he can. But I will say that CJ Stroud's numbers has went down tremendously, from 4,008 yards in 23 now to 3,041 yards, touchdowns 23, 19 last year. The year before he had 20 touchdowns, but he had 12 interceptions too.
And then the thing about it is, you have a defense like the Texans defense, in my opinion.
Hold on, but Marcus, you want to know what the real funny part is?
What's that?
He gets a free first round every year in the playoffs. The Texans have not lost a first round playoff game in God knows how long.
Yeah.
So you get a free first round. He's had a free first round every year.
And where do we have the AFC South? We talk about cupcake division.
One of the worst divisions in football.
We just talked about.
Well, not anymore though. Wait a minute. I know more.
Jags.
Yeah, I know more.
Jags.
I know
more. Titans. Look, the Titans had the number 1 pick just last year with Cam Ward. Okay. Now the Jags are going to be diminished this year. You got Danny Dimes coming back off a torn ACL. The Jags have lost Etienne. They trying to trade.
How was CJ Stroud's offensive line?
It's not that great. It's not. But look, you can't have everything, man. You can't. Look, you had a good running back. You got 2 good wide receivers. You got a good tight end. You got the best defense in the league. Look, in the words of Bill Parcells, you can't have steak at every position. Every team has a weak point. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, huh?
Ask the Bengals that question.
Yeah, it's like, well, they got the best receivers in the league. Okay, but they also have the worst defense and one of the worst offensive lines. So just saying, well, yeah, they got a great defense, but it's like, okay, but their offensive lines, but your defense makes it like your defense be scoring points. Your defense be scoring. You probably got the number 1 scoring, like the highest scoring defense in the league. They be taking away the ball. So CJ, what you have around you. With what you have around you, CJ, you got to do. And you're the number 2 pick in the draft. Yeah. Bryce Young didn't have a lot around him, and he went number 1. You were the offensive rookie of the year. Bryce Young was over there his rookie year getting the hell beat out and got benched for Andy Dalton. So I don't want to hear that. You got enough around you to win games with your division being weak. I think the Jags will be worse this year. The Titans might be a little bit better, but they'll still be bad. And the Colts got their quarterback is coming off a torn ACL and Daniel Jones. So you should be favored to win that division, but you can't have everything. You got a running back now with David Montgomery. I had to send that to you, man.
Speaking of people who won divisions, by the way, that's a good question. And yep, you already know. I told you.
Yeah.
Protection for the complexion. I told you.
Look, I need the same energy, man. I need the same energy. Y'all was ready to tar and feather. Y'all were ready to tar and feather Sherrone Moore. Y'all ready to tar and feather him. Y'all ready to tar and feather him. And I know college athletics versus pros, but you're the head coach of a football team. You're very vocal about your faith, which is fine. Hey, look, if that's what you do, that's what you do. But don't get up in front of the team. Don't get up on the microphone talking about your faith and stuff, and then you're over here playing footsie with Diana with Rossini. Okay, don't do it. Because you look goofy. You look goofy AF. So it is what it is. But that's what's up, man. Hey, we gotta get ready to get up out of here.
Yeah, we out of here.
Yeah. Look, man, appreciate everybody who came through. Much love to everybody, man. Everybody who shows love and support. Sometimes we do these shows. This was the makeup show for this week with everything going on with you got hockey going on. I saw you at the Buffalo Sabres game.
First time in 15 plus years, boy. Oh boy.
But we ask that y'all continue supporting us. If you like good sports talk and just come up in here, nice, respectful debate. It gets a little heated up in here, but it's nothing but love and respect, man. We appreciate, seriously, man. We really appreciate everybody who comes and shows love and support and supports Rise Up Family Alphabets Football Show. Me and Dre, we've been doing this for a few years. He's an admin in my group. I'm an admin in his group, man. We share a lot of stuff, man. And I have a lot of respect for what he does. One of the hardest working guys in Buffalo, man. I love what you do. The positivity you try to bring, people that you try to bring along sometimes. But yeah.
And by the way, brothers fight. Mind your business.
Yeah, we're good. We're good, man. We're good, man. But make sure y'all tune in tomorrow. Coffee Talk tomorrow. I'll be talking about AB being eligible for the Hall of Fame tomorrow and a few other things. Okay, I will be doing Coffee Talk tomorrow. Get up 11:30 Eastern for Coffee Talk. We sit down, talk a little bit of football, a little bit of life. Pop y'all sit there. Make sure y'all watch those reels. We'll probably make some reels out of this here, Dre. I know you be doing that stuff, and we appreciate y'all.
I already clipped a bunch of stuff. Now be real, be blessed, and don't be crunchy like chicken skin. Goodbye, Marcus.
It's been real. It's been fun, but it ain't been real fun. See ya.